Shalom. We're going to give a second for everybody to log in. We're going to give everybody a second to log in. Get your questions ready. Sign in if need be. It's popular. We should know now at this point what's required. Logging into an ISUPK class, online class. Sign in, your city, your state, so that way we can get our records. We can get our records of the attendance. It's very important. Especially if you share yourself, you're trying to become part of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We have to be able to see your attendance so we know for sure. We keep, because what's the point of it is to make sure, again, that we have information on, students of the class. So like a job, clock in, let you know that I'm attending for this amount of time. So, give me a second. Log in. We're going into, all right, Shalom Israel. Preaching also the House of Wardrobe, called from the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the name General Yohana, we are not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite groups out there. And if it is not of the ISUPK, it is a false doctrine. It is related to this legal without the proper preparation and information, the knowledge of the Bible. We teach that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Jews according to the Bible. The first, the only desired nation that the Most High, accepts, gave the law to. The Lord gave the law to the Israelites. Right. Today, fast forward, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans make up that class of the Israelites. You hear about the Hebrew Israelite groups, you hear about, see it all over there in my time now. The Hebrew Israelite groups that's out there, they classify themselves as Hebrew Israelites. Again, we are Israelites, Hebrew being the native, being the language that we spoke at the time. But Israelites, per se, classified under Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, biblically. These laws were only pertaining to the Israelites. The laws were only created for the Israelites. The Lord only dealt with the Israelites. The Lord only kept note, of the lineage of the Israelites. How do we know that? Because of biblical prophecy. How do we know that? Because study. How do we know that? Because history proves that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans ruled, ruled under great kingdoms and were captives of great kingdoms. Where do you find history at? The Bible. You understand? So again, we're here teaching the Lord aloud every day. We have a class generated throughout the world, YouTube and, Facebook, any form of media, you will find ISUPK in the midst of that. With the Lord allowing us to open up the internet ways for it to be able to push through and get the Lord's message and his will and his law out there pertaining to the Israelites. In the Bible, the ISUPK under command of General Yohana has the authority to teach and spread the Lord's truth. Because today, the truth is altered by America's religion, you understand, America's philosophy, the American way of living, it is taken away from us. Today we don't understand who we are as people. Again, you're a Black, Latino, Native American, you come straight from these scripts, straight from these Bibles, straight from this Bible. And you can trace your lineage all the way back to today and who these people are and where they and who they belong to. And that's the most important thing is who do these people belong to. You know what I'm saying? How do we know that these people belong to the Lord? Well, again, in the ISUPK, not only do we teach every Saturday on street corners, we actually study. You know what I'm saying? We actually had the records to prove that Black Latinos and Native Americans was chosen by the Most High. How do we know that? Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is at this point, if you've been on the internet and you hear about Hebrew Israelite groups, you know, and the camps and all that, you know, they know for sure. One of the key chapters in scriptures, you know, that we reference from the Bible is the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, specifically the 68th verse, where the Lord will tell us that we will go into Egypt again with slave ships, and that is putting a pinpoint on a history that happened here in America that can only be provided again through the Bible. You understand? But we won't get there right now. 28, right to it. You understand? It's a lot of people say, hey man, I got other people in the Bible, and God loves everybody, this and the Lord loves everybody, God loves everybody. But we'll read right here where it says that God chose specific people. And you can hate it all you want, America, you understand? America decides when we get to fellowship with our family, you understand? But the Lord gets to choose who he deals with. You know what I'm saying? Why do I say that? Because like 2-3 days prior, I don't even know, but it's coming up soon because the job, you know, the slave warned me, let me know, hey, about that week. This is short work week because of the history of America.
Right.
Because of the slaughter, the victory of America, enslaving and slaughtering the Native Americans, quote unquote Native Americans who were there. You understand? About to go ahead and eat turkey, and sliced ham, and sliced cranberry sauce. I've never understood canned cranberries. That, I don't know who they put that together, but people are going to celebrate Thanksgiving. America is going to celebrate Thanksgiving worldwide. At this point now, you like I heard, you know, this is the most recent stuff. They do Friendsgiving. Whatever it is, it's another denomination of Thanksgiving at this point, you know.
Good thing.
Americans create stuff, and you know what? We follow it. But how about we was the reverse step of the time? What if we was taught what the Lord actually wants us to know?
Right.
You know, and we can actually live that. You understand? But again, right in 2-3 days from now, you know, America gonna be eating turkey.
Right.
America gonna be eating mac and cheese, collard greens. I know you like the collard greens. I know you like the turkey. You understand? I know you like to put the turkey gravy all over the stuffing and all that stuff. You know what I mean? You about to buy an ounce. You know, with you and your drug addict cousins, about to go ahead and cop an elbow, get high, embarrass yourself in front of your family, have the munchies and sit and eat. You understand? And say this is what the Lord wants to do. The Lord wants to be thankful for his weed and his plate. That's what and everybody running around paying the money, shopping, all this shit, all that, you know, for what? Because America said to. Because America said to. You understand? I have Native American brothers, man, to celebrate this disgusting day of this victory of these Europeans slaughtering people. It's damn near like Benedict Arnold if you believe that Native Americans were the co-founders of this land. You damn near, you have a Native American brother, sister, friend, thing, you know, you consider them dear to you. You wouldn't, if you really love them, we wouldn't celebrate the day.
Right.
And we'll cancel the day. You know what I mean? To actually participate in this, is doing exactly what the oppressor wants us to do. And what do they want us to do? Forget God law.
Right.
The whole point of the blinders, you know what I mean? Blinders, hide the fact that God's chosen people, you know, was here to serve a punishment. We're not here to eat turkey. You know what I'm saying? With blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we ain't here to eat no goddamn turkey. We ain't here to celebrate. What do we celebrate? We here to serve our punishment. You know, the Lord has sent us here again. In the book of Deuteronomy, what we gonna go to, right? But the book of Deuteronomy says we gonna come here slave and bond. You know what I'm saying? We ain't come here to prepare for no Thanksgiving, prepare for a turkey, slaughtering turkeys, and everybody buying turkeys and giving away turkeys. At this point, you know, they wanted to, you know, put an epidemic out there for turkeys. We'd be the first victims in America. You know, but Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 68, again, this is how we able to tell who these people are today, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You understand? Because we about to read this prophecy. You know, the Lord said that he was going to come to America to serve as slaves. You understand? So the book of Deuteronomy 28, 68, it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. You know, the Lord transported us with ships, you know, of the Americas, transported blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with ships. There's never been a record of history where you see a people transported by ships, unless they're Negroes. Right? This is what we read. By the way whereof I speak unto thee, the Lord is saying right there that we come from our homeland. You know what I'm saying? We come from a place. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are, I know you love your neighborhood. I know you love your block. I know you like to represent your geometry. We so good at geographically speaking, you know, but we don't come from, you know, we're not from power. We're not from prick. You know what I'm saying? We're not from 40. You know what I'm saying? We're not from the back block. You know what I'm saying? We have a homeland. Where we come from is the Middle East. Middle East. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are not, first of all, you Pan-Africans. I can't stand the philosophy. It's so idiotic. Try to pinpoint all black people come from Africa. Africa is a big country. When you say you come from Africa, what part of Africa you come from? Right. You ask African today what tribe they come from. They may know, they may not know. But the ones who do know, they know what tribe they come from. You ask a black man, so-called black man, ask what tribe he from. He's gonna say tribe called what? You know, you're not gonna be the actual tribe. Right. Actual tribe, you know, you have Liberia, Nigeria, you understand? You got Somalia, you got all different chapters of Africans, and they identify themselves of who they are, where they come from, man. Right. They know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we don't know who we are today. You understand? It's for lack of knowledge of our identity. You know, the Lord said he won't bring us here some shits. You know, into Egypt, shits, man. And the land that they came from, we ain't gonna see it. You understand? This is thou shalt not see it no more again. You can't remember the last time again. It's like you know, we transition, you know, a child, adults, some children they have grown up to be, and they will. Then you had some people who leave and they never return. You understand? They never return back to it.
So like you said, your dad said the audio is distorted. Let's see what he's talking about.
His bro, just bear with us 1 second. Just bear with us 1 second. Just bear with us 1 second.
Say something again.
Shalom, Lord Christ. Just bear with us 1 second. Say something again. Small Christ.
Oh, I think it's
Y'all could, put a 1 in the chat if we wild, put a deuce in the chat if we off. Number 2 in the chat if we off. If we good. So we should be to wild now. Again, put a number 1 in the chat if we to wild. Put a number 2 in the chat if we off. We straight? All right, most high Christ. And again, what we trying to again show is that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans belong to the Lord, but the Lord sent us here again to get right. That's what we're supposed to do, get right. You know what I'm saying? The Lord wants us to do that in haste. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get to it right now. You know, but again, we've proven that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have the historic records in the Bible that can pinpoint, oh, they said that blacks came over here transatlantic slave trade. Well, that's what we just read in the Bible. You know, anything outside of that, let it be a curse, man. You know what I'm saying? And the truth, what we find here in the ISUPK is that not only that we able to provide, you know, the solutions and the answers for blacks, Latinos, and Americans today, we actually through the Lord is able to provide a sense of identity, man. You know what I'm saying? Giving you back your culture, giving you back your identity is the most important thing today here in America, to be able to decipher if the Lord is with you or not with you. Because the Christian church will say, hey, God loves everybody. And you know, that weaken a man's decision when it's time to actually make a decision to choose between his people or another people. That will leave a man in confusion. You understand? That'll snatch the strength out of a man when he is told that he's supposed to love everybody. You understand? Well, the Lord don't deal like that. The Lord don't even move like that. You understand? So we're gonna read on. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Chat, what is the bondmen and bondwomen today? Again, what's the John that about to have the Black Friday? Black Friday is about to happen, man. Everybody about to be again pandemonium, this frenzy. Everybody about to be running around trying to scramble and get TVs, you know, trampling over people, trying to get the deal. Ain't nothing wrong with trying to catch the deal. You know, it's nothing wrong with trying to get a good, you know, discount price on an item that you can't get, you know, on a regular time. But you know, the thing is the history behind this, the history behind of what is the actual purpose of Black Friday. You understand? Black Friday was another thing that we ignorantly as blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans accept, because the crumb that they give out to us, literally, that's what they're doing. It's giving us the crumbs that day, but the history, the dark history behind the Black Friday, that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were sold on this day on auction blocks. You understand? That was what was going on. You know, we buying TVs back then, they were buying niggas. You understand? Getting them for a good price. You know, Black Friday is exactly what it is. It's black people being sold on Friday. In Americas, in the Americas, man, they like to denounce they like to denounce, you know, the love that the Lord has for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Lord provides and provides and is a service to us when we've always needed, always came through. You understand? Even when the Lord sent us here, you know what I'm saying? Say we're gonna come as bondmen and bondwomen. You know, we doing the service to the Lord here in America. We should be doing the service to the Lord here in America. Right. You understand? This is the whole purpose of us being here in captivity. So why it could push us to want to serve God. Being in America should, and anybody in their right mind should realize there is a God, and if it's a God, then he definitely is with black people. Right. And the Latinos and Native Americans, because the hellish conditions that's going over here as bondmen and bondwomen that only pertains to a certain people, man. You understand?
Now it said also, it said, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Nobody has flipped the script for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Nobody has redeemed us out of this. Nobody's saving us. The Christian pastors ain't saving us. You understand? The imams and the all that religious nonsense, that ain't giving no black man no power. You understand? That is not giving the black man the integrity to be able to prefer himself and his people, his brothers and his sisters over a nation who don't give a damn about it, man. Zephaniah 2:1, if you could get that, Q. You understand? The Lord is actually, again, trying to make a clear separation. Say, hey, man, I'm going to punish y'all. Y'all going to stand over here. This is what's going to happen. Y'all going to be slaves here. Ain't nobody going to fix y'all. You know, this is the condition that you're going to be in. This is how you know who you are. This is how you know, because this specific time, at that specific time, that was a curse put on our people. You understand? But it was prophesied through Moses that this is what's going to happen later, because there was only 2 times that, you know, the first time, you know, in history, biblical history, that a people walked into Egypt. And that, who was those people? They were the Israelites. At that time, you understand, we were just, you know, the Jews, you know, they called us the Hebrews, because at the time, again, we, through Jacob is how we became, you know, the Israelites. You know, you get everybody else also, you know, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that's where you get the tribe from. Moses was a Levite at that time. You know, Moses, well, I ain't say at the time, that's who he was. That was his tribe. You know, they were in charge of the priesthood. You know, they were the ones who, you know, made the law be known. Hey, listen, this is what the Lord wants. You understand? And the Lord, and at that time, Moses wasn't talking to everybody in the world. You know, you had the whole earth. Think about this, right? You have the whole earth. Moses was only talking to the people that got out of Egypt and said, these are God's people. If you think God was for everybody, wouldn't Moses be talking to the whole earth at that time? Wouldn't he be talking to the same people? Wouldn't he be talking to the Egyptians and saying, why wasn't he talking to the Egyptians? Why didn't he say, hey, the Egyptians, you know, God loves you and he wants us to, you know, get out of this together? Because the Lord don't deal with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Zephaniah 2:1. Go ahead, Q.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, gather yourselves. It's like, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Yeah, listen, break it down, all right? The Lord said, gather yourself. This is how you know this is a black book, because a black man gonna give you like 2 times before he say, yo, all right, it's enough is enough. He gonna give you 2. He might tell you twice. A 3rd time, it's over. He said, gather yourself. Yea, gather yourself. This is how you know you mean it. Like your father tells you something twice, you mean it. Understand? That's the same way. Hey, gather yourself. Do you hear what I'm? Hey, gather yourself. That's how the Lord was telling us. Gather ourselves. Oh, nation not desired. That's a question. That would be a question to the chat. Is what nation of people? What people are not desired here in America? Instantly, an answer should pop up. Instantly, an answer. I know the first thing that should pop up. Q. What's the first thing that popped to your head? Don't think about it. What's the first thing that people that is not desired here? Go.
Black people.
Black people. Black people. How you know we ain't desired, man? How we know we ain't desired here in America? Because we've been in the ghettos, in the barrios and reservations for forever. You know what I was gonna say instantly? Come to my mind, and I'm talking about like modern day time, right? The Mexicans. Those are and when you actually do the research on the ICE, right? ICE is not just taking in, you know, our Mexican brothers, man. They going for Haitians, they've been going for blacks. You know, at this point, they just, you know, they doing their assignment. You understand? They don't want us here. So that's their job, is to get us out of here. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, it is made for us to gather together. Lord, like, hey, yo, everybody, huddle up. Huddle up, gather ourselves together. Old nation, not desire. Yo, come on, y'all. They don't, the blacks, they don't, y'all, come on. Latinos, they don't, come on. Everybody who, come on, let's gather ourselves together. We in the huddle right now. The Lord trying to tell us something. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff,
Mm-hmm.
before the fierce of the, it's like it, before the fierce anger of the Lord.
The fierce anger of the Lord. Look, he's saying, look, everybody huddle up. This was about to happen. Before it go down, before the fierce anger of the Lord, before we about to witness what we about to witness, everybody who's not desired, come here. Come on. Because everybody who is in cahoots and feel like they're the most important people on here on earth, they mind blocked. They feel that they rule this earth.
Right.
They think that they supposed to be running the show. But the Lord said, gather yourself together, nation not desire. I gotta tell you something. And before this go down, before the fierce anger of the Lord, go ahead.
Come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Seek ye the Lord. How do we seek the Lord? How do we find the Most High? How do we get in the Most High's vision? How do we get that? How do we get the coverage of the Most High? When you seek for the Most High, you go through wisdom. You understand? That's what the Bible tells you. Paraphrasing. You want to find the Lord, you gotta seek wisdom. You understand? How do we find the Most High? Man, follow His laws. You listen to what He say. You understand? We hearken to what the Lord has to say. Go ahead, Q.
Now, if I could, what you're saying is so heavy too.
Mm-hmm.
Also how we seek the Lord too is we can't be in the Christian church and we can't be in the Muslim mosque. You understand? We got to leave all of them things if we really want to seek the Lord.
Mm-hmm. That is heavy. And that, you know what, Christians and Muslims and everybody, they fall underneath that banner, man. They feel like the Lord is there. They really would say, hey, listen, the way through, Jesus Christ's heart is through the narrow passage of the Holy Baptist Church. You know what I'm saying? You want to duck the hellfire, you must go through Jesus Christ. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through Jesus, accept Jesus Christ as your God, Lord, and Savior. You understand? And the Trinity, and He is God, and all that is nonsense, man. It's hypnosis. Right. Get out of that Christian church. Get out of that Islam. Get out of that. I said a black man be a Buddhist. Good night. Get out of religion, man. Get out of this religion that pertains to another people. You black, Latino, and Native American, what in the hell promoted you to think that going into Islam, where the East Indians, that's their religion? Why do you think that you are important, or you would ever be chosen over them in that religion? You understand? Why do you feel like, as a Buddhist, a good night, you go ahead dwelling with Moab, them so-called Chinese people? You understand? When they live in our neighborhoods all damn day, and sell us chicken wings and French fries since we was kids, don't move from the neighborhood, and they won't even buy from the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They don't come to your block party. They wouldn't buy your product, but you would spend money on them. Right? Why? Because those people are desired here in America. Those people are preferred here in America. They come over here and get a check. You understand? Them Taliban's came over here a couple years ago. They dropped them all through South Philly. I was seeing them like crazy, man. And you know what happened? I don't know where they at right now. They came over by the plane, dropping them off by the thousands. And I don't see them no more right now because they got a chicken spot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They selling black people, chicken masala somewhere. And we buying it. We don't even look at it like it's a thing, because why? America don't have a problem with the East Indian. America don't got a problem with Moab. America don't got a problem with the African man. America don't got a problem with the oppressor, the white man at all. America has a problem with God's chosen people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead, Q.
I don't know what this person mean, but Junior said, "So you want to be white?" I don't know what that means.
You gotta rewrite what you saying, Junior, so we can just understand what you're trying to say. Maybe you mistype something. I can understand when typing you want to get what you want to say out so fast. You might have did something wrong, but just retype it, Junior, whenever you get it all the way out, or whenever you get what you want to say actually on a chat, we'll answer what you said. But as far as like God's chosen people are blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. If that's what you asking, saying want to be white, we're born with our jerseys already, Junior. You know what I'm saying? I want you to clarify what was your statement, because if you're being contentious about it, we can just get to the point.
Right.
You understand? No, we are God's chosen people. You understand? I wouldn't want to be anything else outside of Black, Latino, and Native American. Being anything else outside of that, man, I'm telling you, the Lord is against that. So to be a black man or to be a white man, to be a white man and know the truth, you should go ahead, be a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Go fulfill the duty of a white man. If you find out that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, and you want to love God, but then you find out that God is a nigga and Christ was a nigga, man, if you white, go and be a terrorist. You understand? Go to war. You understand? Go fulfill the life and the idea of a white man. As a black man, that's what I am. I'm gonna serve the Most High God, because that's our duty. You know what I'm saying? To be a white man in America, the world is yours. Go be rich, go be famous, go be a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? That's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, as blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we have a law. We have a class that we're supposed to live by. How we represent, it's like, well, the reflection that we supposed to live, the lifestyle we supposed to live is a reflection of the Most High. You understand? So outside of that, man, Junior, I'm great with being a black man. You know what I'm saying? And that is the most greatest thing here on earth. Did he clarify himself? Yeah, that's all right, Junior. I understand, man. Behind the keyboards is different. When we address you, it's a whole different story. Now, moving forward, so we know that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans was chosen by God and say, yo, separate, because I'm about to bring something here that, you guys need to know. You understand? I'm going to tell you something that the unpreferred should know. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the ones who are not preferred here in America. Q, you remember you was at? Boy, you grab whenever you want. Ready?
All ye meek of the earth.
All ye meek, the low. You understand? Go ahead.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness.
Seek righteousness. You understand? The low people. The reason why you here is because in actuality, we're supposed to seek righteousness. That's the game plan. In this huddle, we get in the game plan. What are we supposed to do as Latinos and Native Americans? Seek righteousness. Read on.
Seek meekness.
Seek, be humble. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so proud. You know what I'm saying? As blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, I don't know, we have to stop being proud. We have to stop being, so driven, driven behind the American dream, and think because we have a state, we have a little property, we have a financial backing. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying, you understand, we deserve everything here on this earth. This earth belongs to blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we deserve everything here, rightfully owned. You understand? Everything belongs to us, rightfully so. You know, we just serving out our bid right now. But don't be proud. You understand? Serve the Lord with meekness. The Christian pastors don't serve the Lord with meekness. You understand? Christian pastors say, "My God," like it's like know him, like he got his direct phone number. My God. Oh, I thought it was our God. You know what I'm saying? No, Christians understand the Bible. Right. Christians would never understand the Bible. They not meek. They pull up in Cadillacs and furs and got their first lineup all in the front row. You understand? They not meek. There's nothing meek about them. They don't seek righteousness. You understand? They seek to devour, you know, God's chosen people. They seek to devour the Lord's word. You understand? Without knowing. Because those Christian pastors don't know no better. You can't tell a Christian that you cannot tell a Christian that Christianity is not of God. Christians damn near will blow themselves up, almost like a Muslim, about believing that Christianity is the way to the Most High Christ. No, the Lord said seek righteousness. The Lord didn't say seek a church. The Lord didn't say, hey, go find the best preacher that do the Harlem Shake the best. He didn't say go find the church with the loudest stereos. He didn't say go find a church. He said seek righteousness, man. Read on.
Kind. Seek meek. No, I read that already.
Mm-hmm.
It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Why do we seek righteousness? Why should we seek righteousness here in America right now? What's going on in America? What's going on in America, Q? Name some things that's going on in America that you
know. ICE, you know, gathering up our Mexican brothers and sisters, and man, putting them in concentration camps, and you know, unaliving them, being cruel to them. You know, it was just a government shutdown. You mean, you know, Donald Trump, you know, which is the devil the Bible speaks of, you know, willing to starve his people just to make black people starve. Yeah, man.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, come.
That's cool, man. What's some other things, man? You know, we got so many things that we could just go into. You know, like why should we search meekness, and why should we search righteousness? You know, before the Lord comes back. You know, because of the things that's happening here in America. You know, it's a lot of things. You know, that those ice ages ain't playing. You know, those ice ages ain't playing. Them food stamps, man. Outside of COVID, I never seen too many people talk about, like, everybody turned to a politician over food stamps. When everybody shut the food stamps down, everybody knows some politics. I say, sheesh. The last time I heard about this is when people was giving out the shots. Everybody was a scientist. You understand? Everybody knows something about it. It's a worry. It is a fear. You understand? That is what it is, the state of America. When the Lord is not there, it's fear. That's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord going to return, and he's saying, listen, get yourself right, because right before I return here, read it again.
I don't want kind. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
See, the Lord is trying to preserve us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's to come to America is what's to come to America? If you believe America is going to last here another 100 years, 300, 400, 500 years, you think, oh yeah, I got all my life to play around. I got all my life to turn up. I got all my life to figure it out. You know, you're wrong. The Lord is coming to destroy America sooner and quicker than you think. The Lord is coming to destroy America. Why? For blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not whites, Junior. You understand? That was his name, right? Junior?
Con.
Yeah, Junior. You're not the whites. So in that day, I will be so happy that I'm not white, Junior, in that day. You know what I'm saying? I would be so happy to not be of another nation. I would be so happy. But the Lord is coming to destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a joke. It is not a joke. You know, this is not a fairy tale. This is not something, again, this ain't spookism. You understand? This is prophecy. The Lord it never fell. You know, these prophecies have always fulfilled themselves. You understand? Prophecies from back then until now. The times that we in right now that we reading, Officer Quad, as I just read, that's to come. That's the time to come. And here in America, we're supposed to gather ourselves together. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, woman, and child, brotherhood and sisterhood. Get ourselves together, man, because what the Lord got for us, man, you know, he really trying to establish us. The crazy, I ain't gonna say the crazy part, but the overlooked part of this whole situation is because the Lord want to set us on high. The Lord about to destroy this place, so as a Black, Latino, Native American, you can regain your strength. You know what I'm saying? Regain your strength. I ain't talking about the philosophies you think you know something because you get high or you got high once upon a time and you was talking to yourself so much that you thought that you cracked the Da Vinci Code and now you so special. You got the code. You don't want to tell nobody. You got the codes, but you sitting in your house all damn day, not doing the damn thing. You're not helping your people. You ain't even telling your people what God wants. You understand? But everybody knows something. Everybody's so damn smart. You understand? The only way we can tell that is a man or a woman that's of the Most High is when they obey God's word, God's law. You understand? Know their family, their brothers and sisters. You understand? That's what it is we supposed to be knowing here in America. You know, so the Lord said He's going to destroy America. In that day, He trying to hide us. He said, "Yo, get it together so this day you can be tucked off. You'll be all right." You understand? The Lord going to destroy this world in an hour. You know what I'm saying? All those drama TV shows that y'all love so much. You know, you can spend an hour on your phone and not know it. The Lord going to destroy this place in an hour. Ain't gonna be no phones, ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is going to destroy this place in less than an hour. And He said, "Hey, listen, do what I'm telling you to do. So hopefully in that day, you can be tucked off. You can be put away. You understand? You can be where the righteous is. Because that day is not for the unrighteous. That day is for the righteous. The day that the Lord destroys this earth is for the meek. It's for the righteous. You understand? Get tucked off, get put away. So the Lord can hide you in that day because it's going to come regardless. Read on.
Khan, verse, was it first 3? No, this is 2. Slock.
All right. Well,
verse 4. You want for Gaza shall be forsaken.
Go ahead. You go into it.
Khan, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation.
It's going to be desolate here. This is going more into it. Why would the Lord going to do to this place, man? Desolate. It's like a vacant area where there's nothing there. Desolate. There's no form of life there at all. Ever been in the middle of a desert? It's desolate, man. There ain't nothing going on. You understand? You on the food chain at that point. You understand? You better think, hope the Lord with you, and don't think that an animal will snatch you. You understand? That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a dark day. You understand? It's going to get real dark in that day. You understand? When the Lord returns. So this is why right now we under this grace period. As a Black, Latino, and Native American, our true purpose is to serve the Most High God. And that's how we get tucked off, because when that day comes, we'll be preserved and away from that desolation. What you got to say, Q?
Oh, I got to say that. All
right, go ahead. You go read on.
Khan. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
See, this is all the elements of the earth. Yeah, go ahead.
Khan. Woe unto the inhabitants of the sea coast.
The woe of the inhabitants of the seacoast, the people that's watching from this, it's gonna be destruction. Woe means destruction. But those people who might have escaped, this you at the seacoast watching. Imagine looking down from a distance. Yo, what's going on? It's fire in the sky. It's nuclear thermal warfare. You see bombs everywhere, man. World War III will be the destruction of America, man. And this is not going to be the world versus itself. It's going to be the world versus the Most High God, man. You understand? That's going to be what we're going to see from a distance at those sea bays watching. Like, wow, it's the eyes, and in front of their eyes will be destruction. You will see what the Lord is doing. The destruction coming here to this earth, man. Again, it ain't no joke. Let's get Malachi, right? Grab me Malachi 4:1. You understand? Like, it's a reason why Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans need to come together as a family, as a unit, as a structure, because when we get this, what belongs to us, the law, it'll keep us away from that day. It'll preserve us for that day. It'll protect us. Because, outside of the, what America has going on, the Lord is here too as well. Everybody believes in God until, they find out he's a man of war. The Lord is the best tactician is here in his realm. You understand? The Lord is a man of war. He's going to bring war here. The Lord will bring war here in America and all over the world. He wouldn't establish his name. You understand? But America is going to be destroyed. It's going to happen. It has to happen. Read what you got, Q.
Khan, this is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh.
The day gonna come, man. It ain't no sleeping. It's about time our nations gather ourselves together, man, because it's gonna be a day where if you ain't got your family, if you're not with your family, you're gonna be running around with everybody else. We're gonna be running around trying to, get with a family who got something coming to them. Oh, you in the day at that time, you don't want to go run the ling ling in them house, and don't go run to their crib. They've been selling chicken wings with pork grease to God's chosen people. So they gotta pay for that. You understand? They gotta pay for that. You're gonna go to your friend Brian's house, your white friend Brian's house. You think he's cool because he play hockey? Oh yeah, you never asked the question on why he lives on 2-3 acres in his family history. You think you're gonna hide because he got a big space? Oh, Brian family has to pay for that big space. You understand? Go find your people. Go find your family. Go find your brothers and your sister, your bloodline, because this day is going to come. Read on.
Khan, that shall burn as an oven.
It's going to burn like an oven. Whew. You ever touch the oven? The door of the oven. It's outside the oven. You touch the door of the oven, man. You have boils on you. You might get a little light degree burn. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna burn like an oven. You understand? White people can't even stand in the sun for too long without catching liver cancer and things of that nature. Read on.
Khan, and all the proud, yea, and all that, it's like in all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
See, and that's why the Lord said we got to be meek. That's why we got to seek righteousness, because America teaches us how to be wicked. America teaches us America is putting a trap in front of us. You go ahead, you celebrate Thanksgiving. Take you further away from your God, man. You understand? Go ahead and buy the turkey, man. Make sure you get the yams and all that. You understand? What was that song that came out a long time? Not a long time ago, but the old lady.
Yeah, Khan.
Turkey legs, all that.
Yeah.
Like the promotion of just wickedness, man. You understand? As black people, we look at it like You know what? It is. You know, we accepting it, and you know, it's a great time. People say, "Oh, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday." Sure. Go ahead, Q.
If I could, you seen the video with the little girl? I mean, inside the church, and man, she and they was asking her what she was thankful for, and she was like, she was thankful for. I think she said she was thankful for her stepmom because of her other mom. When her real mom don't listen to her. And they
Wow.
started going off on her, like
Wow.
rebuking her in the name of the Lord and all types of stuff. Like my really put me on with that, John. I was like, wow, that's crazy how the Christian church is just like, pressing these babies and man, getting them. And the little girl scared, looking like she mad. Like, why y'all got me like this is creepy? Like, yeah, man, I can understand what she's going through because I felt the same way in that Christian church.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
That Christian church, man. Man, look, that Christian church, man. I ain't gonna lie. I would go through the Christian church if you could. Yeah, you pull a video. Sure, like that Christian church, man. Like it seemed like they just can't wait to like point the finger at somebody, even if it's a child that don't know no better. They would gather together. They would gather together to point the finger, like, "Oh no, she need an exorcism. She needs something." You know what I'm saying? Trying to make her a child feel bad about her voicing her just her opinion. She don't know no better. You understand? She don't know no better. But I guarantee you much this. Her pastor don't know no better either. And you know what? He leads those people. He leads those people. He misguides those people. He don't teach them to get to the point where they seeking righteousness. They seek the fulfillment of their bellies and their pockets. You understand? That's what they look for in this Christian church. The pastor ain't teaching you nothing. He don't know the Bible at all. The pastor church got money. And that's the reason why people believe in Christianity, because they are beguiled by the financial and the oohs and the ahs and the music and all that, and how it makes you feel. Like that's the reason why church is prominent in Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Same thing with the Catholicism, man. You understand? Those religions and practices, they're not teaching nobody nothing about what God really wants. They tell us to love each other and hate one another at the same time. You understand? How do they tell us they hate another? Because they tell you to love everybody. How you want to love your people and everybody? It's impossible. It's impossible. You can't love you. This is like saying, "Hey, man, love your whole neighborhood." No, I'm gonna love my people in my neighborhood. So that takes away a large percentage of people who not my people in the neighborhood, that's in the neighborhood, and breaking it down from there. Let's put a clear division. Again, putting the stress on yourself, loving everybody will cause you to be weak here in America. You understand? Christian church ain't gonna tell us that, ain't gonna teach us that. They will condemn us for actually trying to put some integrity in teaching us that, teaching people that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are separate. Officer Quadazar got a video up here. We were just talking about the young girl, man. This young girl made a statement, and the Christians got together and was about to crucify this little sister. So black here.
Toys. I don't want to hear thankful for your friends.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to hear you thankful for your teacher. It's not about that right now. You're gonna say what you really thankful for.
Thankful for my stepmom because she's I can't say that.
Hey, stop that real quick. Look, real quick. You see how they like bullied her to finish that? Like they're like, "Oh no. You gonna like?" First of all, they got the women up there. That's how you know the Christian church. They are ruled by women. The Christian church are ruled by Black, and Latino women. You understand? And they're the ones that make Christianity so emotional. You understand? Go ahead, Q. Yeah, I seen that video. I believe I glanced at that video today, man, and yeah, just so aggressive. If y'all look at the video, that I don't know what she is. They call her a pastor, a preacher, or whatever she may be. She's so aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Those women become aggressive. Those religious women, they become so aggressive, you know, because they believe that they talking to God. You understand? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, listen, to be a woman of God, man, you realize this. If you a woman of God, you know, you are everything of the opposite of aggressive. If you're a true woman of God, you are so feminine that you make other women who are aggressive hate you. You understand? Women don't hate the women who's aggressive. They hate the women who's soft. They hate the women who's gentle. They hate the women who's quiet. You understand? They hate the one that stands up for her man. You understand? When I say stands up for her man, I'm talking about obeying him. You understand? Sisters that say, yeah, you crazy. And this is all what happens in the Christian church and any religion. You understand? You have women ruling over it and being in authority. That is not of God. You understand? The Lord put men. You understand? The Lord said, paraphrasing, said the shepherds of my flock are men. The men is supposed to be the leaders of the nation. Of whatever. That's the reason why America, you ain't gonna get what they was trying to get Hillary Clinton in. You'll never have a woman president here in America. You know what I'm saying? A woman is not meant to lead a nation of people. Now, don't get it wrong. They can teach. They can teach their families. You understand? You know, they can, you know, raise up the children. You understand? But when it comes to teaching, you know, the nation, a woman is not supposed to be there in that position. But you see right here in this Christian church that this woman right here, she got the authority. She gonna bully this little girl into finish what she's saying.
You gonna get it together, and we gonna start again. And it ain't gonna be just that. You gonna get it together. Amen.
Look at that.
In the name of Jesus. Because I'm done. Backside. Enough is enough. Amen. So get it together. You can be mad. I don't care.
Look at that. Quiet this out. You see that shit?
I'm thankful for my stepmom.
You see that? How she basically was like, yo, I don't care if you mad or not. You gonna finish what you gotta say. And that's oppression. That is oppression. Christianity is oppression. You understand? It's like
She listens to me better than my actual mom. Thank you.
Pause. No, pause that. Pause that. No. Right now, in the name of Jesus, I speak to the enemy that's trying to rule and reign in you. Right now, open the door. Open the door. See, what you will not do. See, the word of God says we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against the principalities in the darkness that try to do stronghold. And what we will not have right now in the name of Jesus is that. So the enemy that's trying to live in you, making you think that, we cast that out right now in the mighty name of Jesus. Whether you like it or
not. Hey, you know what's crazy? They're a piece of shit, right? They're mad at her because she prefers her stepmom over her mom. So it means the father left that crazy woman. And that's what that girl sees. She sees that her mom is a problem. That's why she prefers her stepmother over her mother, you know, because her father is not with the mother. You don't get a stepmom because your mom dating, you know, they don't, you know, some churches they allow their own same sex, but whatever. The church is about to rebuke her. Like she got a demon on her, man. The church was about to, they said, open the door. I was trying to figure out where they was going with that. What they about to do? Throw her out the church? They about to throw her out the church. They're going to tell her is something wrong with her in the church instead of really trying to pinpoint what's the issue with this sister. What's going on with this young sister? What's the problem? Where's the help? That is not sisterhood. You understand? Although she's a young child, they are not being leaders to that younger sister.
Right.
As a woman, Black, Latino, and Native American, you have to have sisterhood. I don't care. You hate this girl because y'all got the same fingernail colors and all that stuff. All that jealousy stuff got to go out the window.
Right.
All that, trying to bully, because women be bullying other women too. All that stuff got to go out the window. If you can't be a sister to somebody, to a person of your same bloodline, you are a piece of shit.
Right.
These women right here don't deserve to be leading at all. In the position that the way are in church, and they about to tell this poor sister, convince her, because women love convincing people and manipulating, convince her that there's something wrong with her, man. Well, her father chose another woman, because 9 times out of 10, that woman was a fucking problem.
Right.
Go ahead, Q.
And if I could too, and what's so heavy about it is they looking at her like she has a demon on her, but they have the demons on them. You understand? That little innocent girl spoke her truth, and them demons started coming full fledged.
Yeah, right. Legion, right? Yeah, they
Oh,
didn't like that at all. They didn't like that at all. They damn near was like, they're grown women. It's like they about to attack her. It kind of reminded me of situations you see at a bar or something like.
Right.
It was like they about to put hands on her. Oh, you gonna do this? You gonna do that? How you? Man, listen, man. Christianity will destroy your family.
Right.
Get out of the Christian church. Run and hit that exit sign as soon as possible. To find your nearest ISUPK school in your area and learn how to be not a bitch. Slack it. Play it again. Play it right now.
Not, because you will bow down to the Most High God. And mom, don't you freak out over that. You keep laying hands. You keep praying. You keep moving. All of my prayer warriors, my prophets and prophetess come forth. In Jesus' name. It's not a run.
That sister will be traumatized after that. That sister is either 2 ways that it go. That young sister will be manipulated into believing that Jesus Christ, Caesar Rozier, is coming to save her in the day of wrath, or she will realize that the Christian church is full of crap. She's only going to get two doors from that situation, and either one of those doors will be of those options of her believing in Christianity and loving everybody and submitting. Because what the hell she just said? She said, you're going to bow down to the Most High. That is the spirit of Christianity. Christianity was spread with the sword. Let's not forget. Christianity was forced upon people. You understand? Christianity, they were killing people to become Christians, the same way they did with Muslims. They were killing people you're going to submit. That's what she said. You are going to get on your knees and serve the Most High. That is why the ISUPK is here, man. You understand? To get and remove those people that take the word of God and manipulate it and don't give us the proper guidance and the proper teachings. So in this gap that we have here in America, they don't provide us the solution. We're trying to get close to the Most High God. We're trying to get trying to become righteous. The Lord is not with that at all. The Lord is not with that. And everybody who witnessed that and watched it, you understand, they will learn one day that the Lord was not with. Go ahead, kid.
Now, if I could too, he was bringing up, and I believe it was Zephaniah, man. If her mother do not seek righteousness and seek meekness, she is going to lose her daughter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's not going to have a good relationship with her daughter. You already see how she look already. Yeah, man. She is not going to come over for that Thanksgiving. She ain't come over for Thanksgiving no more.
She want to be around stepmom.
She want
to be around daddy. She want to go to daddy. She want to go to daddy's house. She want to live with daddy because 9 times out of 10, daddy is not emotional. You understand? Daddy is, she's cute. I'm 9 times out of 10 is out of the mom caught wind, but the mom is upset that the father moved on. The mom caught wind that the wife now of her ex probably said something. You understand? But just notice why the husband probably left. You understand? The daughter goes there and sees the difference. Dang, my dad is not a bad guy. Although he's with another woman, he's not a bad guy. And you know what? The mom, his girlfriend, his wife, loves me. The little girl realized that the wife of the man now loves her, where the other mother is just a jealous person. And she went and told the damn church. She told the damn church, Q. She went and got backup. Right. She went and got Legion to help her. You know, and said, hey, you know what? My daughter is loving, or my daughter discovered love. My daughter is getting a better example of a mother from somewhere else. I need backup. They went to this poor young sister like they wanted to rumble, like they wanted to fight. You are going. This was that sister in that yellow said, she said, you are going to bow down to the Most High. I was waiting for her to push her down. That's a threat. Right. You understand? Go ahead, Q.
If I got a precept.
Let's hear it.
This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones.
Right.
The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
See, man, you're just cruel to our own people. You understand? Like you take care, you're gonna take care of the baby. You give it the suckle, you're gonna make sure the baby get brought up right, this, that, and the third. Those animals will do that. Our people, we hate each other. We hate each other. That right there was that right there, man, was again, this is the reason why the ISUPK under Commander General YAHANNA, man, is enforced and on these street corners and able to give and provide a solution. But at the same time, these forces and this spiritual warfare that we're going against, man, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. And why do I say that? Because it takes for someone who's tired of dying to want to live. You know what I'm saying? Right. That young sister is tired of feeling like she's dead to her mother. She wants to feel adored. She wants to feel love. And she said, hey, I like my stepmom a little better. Any grown woman would have took that in consideration and said, oh damn, I'm doing something wrong. My own child don't even prefer me. I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
Nope. Just like angry black women and Latino women, they go and run their mouth to other angry black Latino women. I ain't see no man in there. I don't know what this is, a female church. I didn't see no man in. I ain't see no man step up. I ain't see nothing. No man in that 30-second of a film. I did not see. I just see straight women being evil to another sister. And that's what we got to stop. We please have, I mean, that has to stop, man. Black, Latino, and Native American women, the sisterhood that's in the ISUPK is something that you've never seen in your life. You understand? The sisterhood, support that they have amongst each other, you know, the respect that they have for one another, you understand? Versus outside the doors, oh man, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. You understand? The sisters, our sisters outside these walls, man, you are evil to one another. Don't matter the age. You understand? To our daughters, evil. You understand? That is not sisterhood. That is not how we should be dealing with one another. Family. You understand? And again, the Christian church is it's the main problem because they're doing this they feel like it's under God. Talking about some you're going to bow down to the most. That sound like to me, cute. That sound like war. I hear something like that. It's war. What you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? You gonna make me serve your guy? Even like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. And again, to say that, to think they to believe that they think that is some righteous act to say, it again shows you that Christianity is, you know, built to destroy Black people. That's what it shows. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Christianity is here to destroy us. It's not here to prepare us for what the Lord got coming. The Lord said He's gonna have a dark day coming here real soon. That is not what the Lord wants before that dark day comes. Right. You understand? I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm kind of glad I ain't watched that joint all the way through. Cause seeing that, man, you know, and the look on that young sister face, man, she ain't no coward. Cause she just stood there. But I'm pretty sure it was so uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable for sure. But she ain't no coward. She said what she said. They just wanted her to say it the way they wanted her to say it. But she said what she had to say, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans prefer your own people, man. You go to church, you're gonna end up you end up loving a whole different people. You understand? You're gonna have a family with a whole different other people. You in church, you understand? You just Lord, your pastor say, hey, go look at your neighbor, and you turn over your neighbor Moab. Now y'all think y'all fell in love at first sight because your church accepting everybody, and now you love Moab, and you end up having children with Moab. You understand? The Lord don't even want us doing that. The Lord said, don't know interracial marriages. That's not of the Most High. That is not the law. You understand? I say, let's go. Matter of fact, what is that? The book of Tobit. That's in the Apocrypha. You got the Apocrypha? All right, cool. The book of Tobit, man. It said the Lord don't want us dealing with other people, other nations. You understand? He don't want us, like, you are not allowed to be married, have sex with another people. That's how the Lord don't want us to deal with other nations. He's told us to gather ourselves together. 1 and 9, whenever you got it. Yeah, come. You know, the Lord don't want us dealing with other people. Christianity is going to teach you to love everybody. You're going to end up dealing with other people. You understand? So stay out of Christianity, stay out of Islam, stay out of religion, man. But Christianity is majority of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans safe haven they feel. You understand? Islam is another part of that. You understand? Get out of religion. The Lord does not deal with religion, man. He's a separatist. He don't want us dealing with everybody else. Go read what you got, Q.
Khan, this is the book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse 9. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man, mm-hmm, I married Anna of my own kindred.
He married Anna of his own kindred. Why? Because the Lord told us to marry of your own kindred. The Lord said, what's your kindred? Your family. You understand? You married of your own people. You stay with your own people. This is not like, okay, you have instances where, it is a law to not deal mentoring like other nations. It is a law. It is a law for sure. As Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, I don't know why we would prefer anything outside of this, the salt we got here. I got 12 different flavors, man. You a greedy man if you feel like you got to go outside of 12 different flavors. Would you look for 13th, the lucky 13? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even been through 3 of them yet. You just got you got a Judite, got an Ephraimite, you know what I'm saying? And that's enough. That's enough on the plate right there. Why go outside of the realm of Black, Latinos, and Native Americans? You understand? 12 tribes. That means you have 12 different tribes of women. Whatever. Black man, Latino man, or woman. You're greedy. If you got to go outside the nation, you're greedy. You understand? Go ahead.
If I could, and they get the scum of the of all the other nations here, man. You see the brothers look at the white woman they with, like, brother, what the, come on, bro.
Yeah, they got Willie Mammoth. Yeah, they get the worst ones. He grabbed the worst one. Like, damn, you left Sheeta for Rebecca, and she got the the chunky meat hanging out the calf and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you done downsized. You're downsized because what you feel like, oh man, Black women, Latino women, they just want to fight all day. They just want to, man, you sound like a bitch.
Right.
You understand? If you a Black, Latino, Native American man, you gonna tie a fire to it, and she gonna be silent. And when it's time to check her, she gonna fall in love with you again. She'll fall in love with you again. But the fact that you gave up on your own people is the reason why they don't want to be with you. That's the reason why. Go ahead. You go find I don't know. You go find Susie. You know what I'm saying? Then you realize Susie, her family don't like you. They about to put you on the auction block. Ever see the movie Get Out? You go ahead to them families. You find an East Indian woman. You think you're going to find an East Indian woman because you think you're going to get a Crown Fried Chicken in the hood. You better not. You better leave those people. You go ahead and look for Chung Lee because you think she related to Jackie Chan. You better not. You better leave it alone. You going out there looking for an African queen because you want to be looked at like Prince Najim, and you want to be, Wakanda. You want to be that, the Black Panther. So you go find yourself an African woman, you realize that she calling you a kata, and she trying to get you to, eat the monkey soup that they deal with and all that. Now you got to deal with their culture. When you step out of your culture and your people, you end up living like those people that you love. You understand? That's what happens. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Ecclesiastic cuts, right? We're going to do Ecclesiastic cuts 13 and 14. When you go ahead and loving everybody else, that's what happens. You end up loving their philosophies. You end up loving their culture. Instead of being with your kindred, your brothers, your sisters, you end up following and living just like the people who the Lord does that the Lord said that we gather ourselves, the people who not desired. But America prefers those people. They don't prefer you. You understand? You need to deal with the people that America doesn't prefer. And who are those people? Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man. You understand? As a whole, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are not preferred here in America. You have the reservations, you have the barrios, and you have the ghettos, man. You understand? We share the same common story growing up. You understand? And it will have to be explained. Only it could be explained and be able to be provided like what a solution is in these scriptures. Because not only knowing like who we are, we got to know what we doing, what we supposed to do. Okay, yeah, you find out you're an Israelite. That's great. Now it's time to figure out what do Israelites do? How do Israelites live? Where do Israelites, where do Israelites go when it's a time for us to gather together? You know, as an Israelite, as a Black, Latino, Native American man, you are an Israelite according to the Bible. As a Black, Latino, and Native American man, as an Israelite, who are you supposed to serve? You understand? Are you supposed to serve Caesar Borgia, that white Jesus Christ? Are you supposed to serve a rock? Are you supposed to serve Mary? Are you supposed to serve, a color, your red, green, and black? You understand? Are you supposed to serve other gods? You know, there's 365 gods. It's a God for every day, man. I believe it's more than 365 gods. Way more. You understand? The Lord said you got to stay with your own kind, man. You got Ecclesiasticus 13 and 14. Go ahead.
This is a book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 14. Love the Lord with all thy life and call upon him for thy salvation.
Look, love the Lord all your life, man. You serve the Lord. What is love according to the Bible? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? You keep these laws, statutes, and commandments all your life. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Every beast loveth his like.
Every beast loveth his like. What do that mean? Every beast loveth his like. Every beast loves their like, loves their kind. You understand? You don't see animals dealing with other animals. You know, they try to mix, and the white man is such the devil. They mixing up tigers and lions and stuff. Yeah, experimental. It's so just disgusting. You always got to try to control something. But every beast loveth itself, man. You understand? Every beast prefers itself. The beasts, animals. Go ahead.
And every man loveth his neighbor.
And every man loveth his neighbor. Who is talking about his neighbor? Talking about his family. You understand? Brothers, sisters. You understand? Of his kind, of his kindred, his blood. Read.
Verse 16. All flesh consorteth according to kind.
All flesh according to kind, man. Listen, what is it? What kind? How we identify each other? Can't say all skin folk is kinfolk. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. You understand? That's who we're talking about. Your blood. Read.
And a man will cleave to his like.
Again, you're supposed to. That's the reason why the Lord told us to gather together, because naturally we agree and we merge better with our own people. You may have some disagreements and all. You got to understand, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, we share the same spirit. It's just a different vibe. Different vibe. Why? Because it's different tribes. We got different spins. We got different spins, man. You understand? But it's still all the same spirit. If we all come from the same father, we got the same bloodline. We may have different characteristics. My likes may not be like your likes, but my like is of your flesh. We are of the same bloodline. We come from the same source. You understand? Read.
Verse 17. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb?
What the hell? You would never see a wolf chilling with a lamb. That's not what you want to see. You're not going to see America loving black people. You would never see America choosing black people to be the representatives of this world. When I say world, I'm talking about this society. You would never see a wolf with a sheep. Why? Because the wolf devours the sheep. The wolf hunts the sheep. You understand? You don't see two things that's not supposed to be together. And you can tell through the animals what's natural. You understand? Read on.
So the sinner with the godly. Verse 18.
Sorry, my bad. Slack. Read that again.
So the sinner with the godly.
See, the sinner with the godly. You don't see the sinners running with the righteous. You You understand? You don't see the ISUPK going to church on Sunday. You would never see that. You would never see any man or woman under the ISUPK, under Command of General YAHANNA, attending church with the same Bible that Christian pastors use and us agree. How can two walk together unless they agree? You understand? One can't wash the other one's hand. You won't see the sinners with the godly. They avoid each other. They're not supposed to mix. One will have to take over the other. You understand? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are not supposed to be with other nations because we are made to take over this world. To dwell amongst other nations will only make you weak. You won't be able to be strong enough to take over the world if we affiliate everybody else, man. So hate the brothers in the ISUPK, hate Commander General YAHANNA for teaching the brothers under him to love their people. Because the Most High said that the sinners ain't supposed to be the righteous, the wolves ain't supposed to be with the sheep. You understand? We are not supposed to be with other nations. The Lord don't want us that. That's not brothers. They are not your brothers. They are not your sisters. They are not your family. Read on.
Verse 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog?
What are we talking about here? Apples and oranges. I like orange juice. Ain't no business for no apples right here. You understand? We're not supposed to be dealing with it. Certain things naturally are not supposed to be going together. And America like to experiment. Because America does what it wants. And every time a society does what it wants with the Lord people in the midst of it, it has to go. You understand? We're talking about the days of Noah. We could talk about Adam. You understand? With specifically the days of Noah. The Lord flooded the earth because of mixing together. The Lord hates that. The Lord can't stand it. The Lord got rid of the world, the earth, because we was mixing together. You know, so y'all call us racist, you know, or say we don't like white people. You know, the Lord don't like everybody being together. So what y'all call that? You know, don't be mad at us. You know, don't be mad at us because we serve that power. The power we serve don't want everybody to be together. So where does the Christian church get the idea that God loves everybody?
Right.
Because they are the wolves with the sheep. They are the hyenas with the lions. There's no business. No, we're the lions. They're the hyenas. We don't have no business with those people. You understand? Because one has to conquer one. And that's what we hear, and I understand the ISUPK, man, is that we here to take. We ain't asking. You understand? Because the Lord is going to reestablish his name here on the earth. The Lord will return with his son, our King, Christ. And he's going to show us a whole nother story. And that story going to make this story look like nothing. That story going to make Egypt look like nothing. What's coming to this world today is going to make this world, you know, all the Egypt is a desolate, that's desolate right now. That's dust bucket. You know what I'm saying? Sand, what they call it, the sand Jones, the sandbox. That's what Egypt is right now, because the Lord needed his people to be up out of there. And when the Lord wants his people, you know, he'll do everything for us as long as we serving him. As long as we serve the Most High with diligence and you know, with meekness, and we searching righteousness, the Lord will always come to our aid, man. But the Lord not going to come to our aid when we trying to dwell with the people who want to kill us. Who wants to kill us? The wicked, the wolves. The unrighteous wants to kill the godly. Who is the ungodly? America. America is the wicked. Let me get Psalms 32. Psalms 37 and 32. The world is against Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are not desired. That's the wicked, the ones who don't want us here, the ones who don't want to dwell together. We're not supposed to dwell together. They understand that. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are so compassionate and so forgiving that we don't realize that the people that we're forgiving are the people who want us dead. You understand? Read Psalms.
Khan, this is Psalm chapter 37, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked watcheth the righteous.
The wicked watches the righteous, man. The wicked watches the righteous. I don't think we know, like we get watched here all day in ISUPK, man. Gotta deal with the FBI, gotta deal with agents and the government and all this stuff. They watch us at camp. You understand? They watching us, man. They know because the ISUPK, the Israelites of the universal practical knowledge, you understand? We follow the Most High God. We practice this daily. We are performing righteousness upon the wicked. So they watch us, man. They watch us because we are living to our Most High power will. This is what's going to separate us. In that day, this is what's going to help us get tucked off. This is what's going to help us preserve us. Because while we live right there, the wicked sit back like, oh, you remember that John from because neither one of them was righteous. But during Belly, he said, I'm gonna have to drop down on that. He was like, he just, you know what I'm saying? That man came walked through, like, it's his brother, try to be a brother. But that brother was just like, nah, we gonna have to get rid of him. I'm watching him. We want to drop it down on America. Trying to drop dimes on us, man. America don't want us to survive. These other nations watch us. There's a reason why their children want to be like our children. It's a reason why they want to come to our neighborhoods and profit off of us. Because they watching us, man. Read on.
Khan. And seeketh to slay him.
They didn't want to slay us. They slay us all day, every day. All day, every day. What do they do to young sister? They damn near was about to slay that sister spiritually. Oh, you're gonna serve this Lord. They had the aggression, the same aggression that other nations have against Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They want to slay us because who do they think they are? This is what these nations think of you, Black, Latino, and Native American. They say, hey, man, why you fight so much? Y'all people don't have a damn thing, and you're just still pushing. Who do you think you are? They want to slay you because they don't got the strength of what you have, Black man, Latino, Native American man and woman. They don't have the strength. They want to slay you because of their jealousy of you, because their ignorance of not knowing that, hey, it's best that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans rule this place, but they don't understand. They don't know that the Lord chose us. They don't know the Lord chose us. So spiritually, what they don't like is, damn, like, why these people just can't? We doing everything possible to keep them sedated and and stuck and sad, and we give them rap music, try to get them to kill each other. We get them drugs, we get them movies, and to how to influence the communities, and these people just flip everything. They make it look better. They make struggle look like heaven, and they don't like that. They rather kill you. Read on.
Khan, verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord will not leave him in his hand.
See, he's not going to leave us. He's not going to let them slay when we practice our righteousness. When we keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and stay amongst each other, and remember the huddle that we in. Look at the players that you got with you, man. Look at the brothers and sisters that's with you in them times of days when you struggling and you going through times, rough times, and you know, while you serving the Lord, and you look at those faces that's in that huddle. The Lord ain't gonna let that huddle get put in the hands of the wicked. The Lord is gonna preserve you. The Lord is gonna use those hands to tuck you off when it's time for him to destroy the wicked. Because the wicked won't rule forever. The wicked won't rule forever. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans aren't ones to be wicked. We not the wicked one. We're not supposed to live that lifestyle. Leave that up to the honkies and the, you know, Africans and everything else, man. Leave it up to them, man. They're the ones that think that they're righteous. They're the ones that perform their culture and think that God is with them. You understand? Well, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have been suffering here in South America and America and all throughout the world, and be the ones that does not preferred. We're not the ones not preferred here. You understand? The Lord said he ain't gonna let us get in the hands of the wicked, man, because he know the plans. Read on.
Kind, nor condemn him when he is judged.
Nor condemn him when he's judged, because if you don't know better, how are you going to be able to get judged for something? If you don't know that you're an Israelite, how do you know you're supposed to? How do you know if you not know that you're not supposed to, you know, eat shrimp, pork, crab, lobster, and all that stuff? I don't expect you to know. You ain't gonna know, because why? The church ain't teaching that. The Christian church ain't teaching that. You can't condemn the people at the church who don't know no better. You condemn the ones who know, the wicked. They know. They know that they ain't supposed to be teaching a certain curriculum. I know a brother, right, who was a pastor, or he was something, I think a deacon, whatever. He was teaching, preaching in church. And this brother realized, you know, he went to, apparently you got to go do a class. You can't just teach. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't just teach. You got to go to a class and do some certain hours or whatever the case, so you can get a certificate to say, hey, I'm able to teach, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the brother went through the courses, and through those courses, you know, he learned everything he was supposed to know, you know, the basics. Everything he was supposed to teach is what he learned, right? Everything he wasn't supposed to teach is what he learned also. He taught for some time, you know, I'm pretty sure to his ignorance, he wasn't, you know, trying to mislead anybody. He was just trying to seek righteousness. And the brother ended up questioning why wasn't he supposed to teach certain things. Right. One of the main things was Christ being black. He wasn't allowed to teach church that Christ is black in the church. He ain't allowed to teach Christ is black. You understand? And that had a conversation with someone there the other day. He said, hey, man, what does that matter? That don't matter if Christ is black. That matters. If it didn't matter, it wouldn't be in the Bible. You understand? Revelation 1:13 is where you can go and find on your own time. Christ was a the dark-skinned man. Understand? Now, it's not about the skin color. It's about the crimes of who he is, right? But the skin color means something, because if those people who come from that bloodline who Christ came from, Christ was a Jew. According to the flesh, Christ was a Jew. Christ was a dark-skinned man. So when you find out as a Jew, your bloodline can be traced from Christ to all the way to a translated slave trade to where we at today. And you find out as a young black man, I say specifically to these young black men who are lost in America today and identify themselves as, you know, America's Americans, suffer from, identity crisis and believe that just being a basketball star and a rapper and this is supposed to be their outway. When they realized that Christ was a black man from the ghetto, it'll give them a different integrity. It'll give them something to look forward to. To try to take away Christ's identity is exactly what they did to us and exactly what they doing to us now. You read the Russian icons and what they did with whitewashing those faces is a reason why they did that. So the reason, so blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans will not look at their skin complexion as a clear sign that we're not like everybody else, but not knowing who our bloodline is what's going to separate us, and why we don't see ourselves as family. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are our brothers and sisters. You are related according to the Bible. It ain't no difference. We share the same forefather. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was our forefathers, man. You understand? We share the same bloodline. We going through the same problems. And when we realize that and we come together, America will be destroyed. America will be destroyed and desolate. And the Lord is telling us, gather together so he could tuck us off in that day. We ain't supposed to be mingling with these other nations, man. Deal with your brother and your sister. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are one family. That is your bloodline. You understand? With that being said, I'm precinct officer of 1,000 bars over call from the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, man. The Commander General YAHANNA will teach Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to separate yourself from America, identify yourself with your kindred. You understand? Tune in tomorrow for the biblical law class. You understand? We teach a class from Monday through Friday, 7 through 9, man. And again, I'll leave off with this. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Zephaniah 2:1, again says to gather ourselves together, a nation not desired. Because the Lord is going to return back. And when he return back, he want everybody being together. He wants his people to be separate because he's going to bring hellfire here on this earth. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class off to precinct officer of 1,000 Quadras Zachariah. Right.
Also 500.
Oh, that means that's coming.
This is the ISUPK security announcements where the ISUPK start out on West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew. My Ishura, 10% of every penny of any increase it gives you. Give the Treasury Department. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Dedications, which is called Hanukkah, and it's the 20th, it's the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. So it's Sunday, December 14th for 8 days. If you want to read up on it, go to Malachi chapter, not Malachi, First Maccabees. Was it First Maccabees? Yeah, First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 52, and read down to 61. Ramah, Achium, and Alphathium to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Amajum, brother. All right, minute Israel, we're going to get a brother no courtesy. Minute Israel, Amajum, Shabbat. Amajum, Rock.
Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat.
Once I had down, sir, I'm Mr. Sister. I'm going to sit on courtesy salute. Minute Israel, Amajum, Shabbat. Amajum, Rock.
Yahweh Shema the Thun by Shin Yahweh Shah.